All over the world at WNST.net. We never stop talking Baltimore sports.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Really appreciate the chance to stand here as I look around by all accounts. Appreciate you bringing me into a room where I'm clearly the oldest one here. It's always a fun experience. And I have learned a great deal. Where's Mike? IMG. I speak for all coaches. I can't tell you how thrilled I am with the idea that the fans are going to have direct access and I'm going to have to run my organization based on the way they're voting. I'm really thrilled about that. But I will tell you this, that, the last one, where's Don from the Giants? See here? Because I tell you what, you want content on your website? Let's take a camera with Don when he tells Tom Coughlin, like the Redskins, his guys are going to be filming one another on the bus on the way to the stadium. And that's a pay-per-view event. We'll all make a lot of money. The reason I'm up here is obviously I've gone through a transition in leaving the Baltimore Ravens, currently with the Fox network, and doing some things in terms of deciding what I want to do in terms of branding myself going forward. One of the things that I'm doing is my national brand, so to speak, whatever potential that has, in that I'm with Fox, and some of you have seen the course things. That is pretty much, it will be what it will be, and I'm with Octagon, they do a great job. But for me, Baltimore is going to be my home, regardless of whether I get back into coaching or not. Baltimore is where I'm going to come back to. So it was very important to me. I wanted to make sure I created a brand, and obviously in an area where I won a Super Bowl, obviously that's going to have some cachet. And when they tell you, you get a Super Bowl ring, they can't ever take it back, they're right, but that doesn't mean they don't try. The criticism still comes. But for me, it was important. I'm chairman of the board on a foundation in Baltimore. There's some charitable things I want to get done. So what was important to me was, how do I brand myself or maintain a brand, obviously in a place where I'm no longer going to be the head coach of their team, regardless of what I do nationally elsewhere. How do I maintain that brand? And for me, it was very clear cut. Partnered with a young man named Nestor Aparicio with WNST, which was a small radio station that we're now branding into an internet site. And here was the purpose for us, and why I wanted to go with them. Because I had a number of different offers, obviously, in Baltimore. Hearst Corporation owns WBL, BAL, CBS, obviously with the ESPN and the JFK branch that they have in Baltimore. But for me, it was important to do something that was Baltimore. I didn't want to do car ads. I don't want to sell garage door openers or air conditioners or whatever. But I do want to maintain contact with the business community in Baltimore, partly due to the foundation, Living Classrooms Foundations, which is a Fresh Start, Head Start program, Crossroads program in the Upper East Side of Baltimore, which is very much inner city, minority, needs a lot of help. So by going with WNST.net, the thing that drew it to me first is Baltimore-based. Hearst Corporation is a great corporation. WBAL, fabulous. But the way they do business at WBAL via Hearst in Baltimore is the same way they do it in Chicago. It's the same way they do it in Denver. It's the same way they do it in Phoenix. There's nothing personal about it. Doesn't mean it's not a good business model, but for me, it's not a Baltimore model. So I wanted to be part of the grassroots. And for us, it's clear cut. We're kind of bottom feeding. Sometimes, and you find this in corporate, I do a great deal of corporate speaking, and I find out a lot of times that, and everybody here wants the big get, don't you? You want the big sell. You want that huge internet site that's going to bring you a ton of cash. But that's hard to come about, particularly in a medium. What are we talking about? That is very focused and very narrow. I learned that. I'm 55 years old, and you want a living, breathing example of that you're in the right business. I had to do the Detroit-San Francisco game. I'm in the San Francisco airport, and I had about a 2-hour layover before I took the red eye back to Baltimore. So I have my airbook, right, perfect size for my travel, open. I've got open on there. The NBC game was on. I think it was
all over the world at WNST.net. We never stop talking Baltimore sports.